Hello students, I am Professor Ravi Prakash Patepur from Jain College of Engineering, Department of MBA. Today we are looking into the module 4 of Integrated Marketing Communication. So first let's see what is direct marketing. Direct marketing is a system of marketing by which organizations communicate directly with target customers to generate a response or transaction. Features of direct marketing: it goes directly to an identified person or a household. The goal of direct marketing is different type of actions. The results can be measured with precision. It is interactive and makes use of customer database. Next is functions of direct marketing. To build brand, to get sales leads, to help build new customer, to retain or increase the businesses from existing customers, to improve selection of market segment, to stimulate repeat purchase, to generate goodwill. Next is advantages of direct marketing. First one is selective reach. Direct marketing lets the advertisers reach a large number of people and reduces or eliminates waste coverage. Intense coverage can be obtained either through broadcast advertising or through mail. It can overcome problems like somebody not watching TV when ad is aired or not paying attention to billboards, since everybody does get a direct mail. A good list allows for minimal waste as only customers with highest potential is targeted. Second one, segmentation capabilities. Segmentation can happen on the basis of geographical areas, occupation, demographies, etc. When marketers get the recent list of product purchasers, car buyers, bank card holders, and so on. Third one is frequency. It depends on the medium used. It cannot be accomplished through direct mail, since consumers may be annoyed to receive the same mail repeatedly. Repeat times can be purchased on TV for direct response advertising on certain programs. Fourth one, flexibility. Direct marketing can take on a variety of creative forms. Direct mails allow for detailed copy that provides a greater deal of information to the consumers. Targeted mailing of videotapes containing product information has increased dramatically, as companies have found this a very effective way to provide potential buyers with product information. Fifth one, timing. Direct mails can be put together very quickly and distributed to the target population. TV programs typically used for direct response advertising are the older, less sought programs that provide spots more easily. And the last one, personalization. No other advertising medium can personalize the message as well as direct media. Car owners are mailed letters congratulating them on their new purchase and offering accessories. Computer purchasers are sent software solicitations or recommendations as per the hardware that they have bought. Next, disadvantages of direct marketing. First one, image factors. The male segment of the advertising industry is often referred to as junk mail. Many people believe unsolicited mail promotes junk products. People dislike being solicited. Even some senders of direct mail say they throw out most of the junk mails they receive. This problem is relevant considering the increased volume of mail being sent. Second is accuracy. Effectiveness of the direct mailers and telemarketing depends on the accuracy of the list used. People move, change occupations, and so on. And if the lists are not kept updated, selectivity will decrease. The cost of generating a lead can range from a few rupees to hundreds and thousands of rupees based on the quality of the accuracy. Content support. In direct response advertising, the mood creation is limited to the surrounding program and editorial content. It is unlikely to create a desirable mood. Last one, rising costs. Increase in printing and postal costs directly impact the profitability of direct mailers. The low cost of email has led many companies to switch to this medium. Direct marketing strategies. Each of the media used in direct marketing generally follow either one step or two step approach. First one step approach. The medium is used directly to obtain an order. Here the customer is directly got in touch to sell the product. Care needs to be taken to ensure that the customer chosen for direct contact should have a very high potential for making the purchase. This method may become inefficient when the customers are not carefully chosen. Usually, these ads accept credit cards or cash on delivery. Next is two-step approach. It may involve more than one medium. The first effort is designed to screen or qualify potential buyers. Mostly a low-cost medium is used in this first stage, since customer of all potentialities are contacted in this stage. There will be inefficiencies. The second effort generates the response. In the second effort, only customers with very high potential are contacted. The efficiency is high in this stage as the customers has already shown interest in the product or service in the first stage. Coming to sales promotion. Sales promotion is defined as a direct inducement that offers an extra value or incentive for the product to the sales force, distributors, or the ultimate consumers, with the primary objective of creating an intermediate or immediate sell. Next, importance of sales promotion. For inducing new products and services, they use sales promotion to clear accumulated inventory. It is used as effective tool to get market share from rivals, to overcome off-seasonal slump in sales, to retain customers, to support and complement advertising and make it more effective. Next one, some conventional tools used. First one, consumer oriented programs. Here we have many. First one, sampling. Second one, coupons, premiums, contests bar sweepstakes, refunds bar rebates, bonus packs, price offs, loyalty programs, and event marketing. So first one, samples. It involves a variety of procedures whereby consumers are given some quantity of a product for no charge to induce trial. It is considered the more effective way to generate trials. It is bit expensive. Consumers experience the brand directly, gaining a greater appreciation for its benefits. Next is coupons or couponing. The scent of coupon are the oldest, most widely used and most effective sales promotion method. It helps in offering a price reduction only to those customers or consumers who are price sensitive. Offers discounts directly to the consumer by passing the retailer. It can be used for repurchase by inserting a coupon in a purchased packet. Next is premiums. It is an offer of an item of merchandise or service either free or at a low price that is an extra incentive for purchasers. Contests and sweepstakes. They have an appeal and glamour. They are exciting because people think they can win big prizes being offered. A contest is a promotion where consumers compete for prizes or money on the basis of skills or ability. A sweepstake is a promotion where winners are determined purely by chance. It cannot require a proof of purchase where the winners are determined purely by chance. It cannot require a proof of purchase as a condition for entry. Entrants have to only enter their name for price drawing. Refunds and rebates. Refunds are offers by the manufacturer to return a portion of the product purchase price, usually after the consumers suppliers some proof of purchase. It is generally used for new products or to make consumers switch brand. Bonus packs. They offer the consumer an extra amount of product at a regular price by providing larger containers or extra units. It results in lower cost per unit for the consumer. Price offs. It reduces the price of the brand. It is offered on the package through specially marked price packs. It generally offers 10 to 25% discount of the regular price. Loyalty programs. It is also known as continuity or frequency programs. It is commonly used by travel, hospitality, and retailers. These loyalty programs allow consumers to accumulate points on continuous purchase of product or services, and the points can be redeemed for gifts and prizes. Last one, event marketing. In event marketing, a company or brand is linked to an event or where a activity is developed for the purpose of creating experiences for consumers and promoting a product or service. It is done by associating the product with popular activities such as sporting event, concerts, fairs, or festival. Next one is trade oriented promotion. Here we are having contests and dealer incentives, trade allowances, point of purchase displays, training programs, trade shows, and cooperative advertising. Contests and incentives. They are used to stimulate greater selling effort from reseller management or sales personnel. It can be targeted at managers working with wholesalers or retailers. It can also be targeted at sales personnel of wholesalers or retailers. Next, trade allowances. It is a discount or deal offered to retailers or wholesalers to encourage them to stock, promote, or display the manufacturer's product. Display and point of purchase. They are important to marketers as research has proven that nearly 2/3 of a consumer's buying decision are made in retail stores. It may include end of aisle display, banner posters, shelf cards, motion pictures, and stand up racks. Training programs. It is aimed at training the resellers' personnel. It believes a knowledgeable salesperson can provide consumers with information about features, benefits, and advantages of the products. Trade shows. It is a forum where the manufacturers can display their products to current as well as potential customers. It is a major opportunity to display one's product lines and interact with customers. Last one, cooperative advertisement. Here the cost of advertisement is shared by more than one party. That means many people having the same product come together and give an ad where it is called as cooperative advertising. Next is non-conventional tools for promotions. First one is game show. The manufacturers make use of game shows on TV to promote the product. The winners or participants of the game shows can be given samples of the product. Next is quiz program. The manufacturers make use of quiz programs being conducted by TV and also in places like schools, colleges, etc. Surprise visit by celebrities to consumers' home. The manufacturers will promise visit by celebrities to consumers' house if they win either a contest or a sweepstake. The samples are given during the visit of the celebrity to the consumers. Domestic tour. The customers are promoted a predetermined domestic tour if they participate or win a contest or sweepstake. The participants or winners are given samples along with the tour. Foreign trips. The customers are promised a predetermined foreign tour if they participate or win a contest. The participants are given samples along with the tour. Surprise gifts to existing customers. The manufacturers will give a surprise to the existing customers along with which the sample can also be given. So next, push and pull strategies. Push strategies, no need to explain much, but still, push strategy involves the manufacturer and the resellers. It includes trade-oriented promotions like trade shows, cooperative advertising, displays, sales training, etc. Here, the wholesalers and retailers must entice the customers to buy the product. Next is pull strategies. Pull strategy involves the manufacturers and the end consumers. It includes consumer-oriented promotions like rebates, coupons, sweepstakes, loyalty events, sampling, etc. Here, the retailers have to just stock the products and these will be pulled by the end customers. Next is integration with advertising. Integration with advertising. Advertising and promotions are complementary tools. They can have a synergetic effect when properly planned and coordinated. The following are some of the ways to integrate ads and promotions. First one, budget allocation. The appropriation of budget between ads and promotions depend on many factors like specific promotional objective of the campaign, market and competitive situation, and brand's stage in its life cycle. Second one, coordination of ad and promotional themes. Consumer promotions should be tied in with the advertising and positioning themes wherever possible. They should attempt to communicate a brand's unique attributes or benefits and to reinforce the sales message or campaign theme. Third one, media support and timing. Media support for promotion is critical and hence should be coordinated with media program of ad campaign. Media ads is needed to deliver sales promotion materials like coupons, sweepstakes, contest entry forms, and even samples. It is needed to inform consumers of potential offers and create awareness, interest, and favorable attitude towards the brand. So next is public relations. Public relations is a management function which evaluates public attitudes, identifies the policies and procedures of an organization with the public interest, and executes a program of action to earn public understanding and acceptance. Next, objectives of public relations. It has to promote the organization as well as its products and services. Its primary objective is to maintain mutually beneficial relationships between the organization and its publics. It can work closely with the marketing department to provide the best overall image of the firm and its products or service offerings. Next comes tools of public relations. First one, the press release. The information to be used by the press has to be factual, true, and of interest to the medium as well as to its audience. The source of the press release must improve the likelihood of the news reaching the right target audience, making it interesting and making it easy to pass along. Second one, press conferences. The topic must be major interest to a specific group before it is likely to gain coverage. Usually, major accomplishments, major breakthroughs, emergencies, or catastrophes warrant a national press conference. Exclusives. In this case, the organization offers one particular medium exclusive rights to the story if that medium reaches a substantial number of people in the target audience. Exclusively enhances the livelihood of acceptance. Interviews. This is having a company's spokesperson answer the questions raised by the medium. Community involvement. Corporations enhance their public image through involvement in the local community. Involvement may include membership in local organizations to participation in the local events. The internet. The internet or web is used by corporations to establish media relations and government investor and community relationships to deal with crisis and even for marketing. The company websites are used to address issues as well as to provide information about products and services, achieve press release, link to other articles and sites, and provide list of activities and events. Company newsletter. Newsletter is an in-house publication. The achievements of firm and employees are included in newsletters. It can be distributed to employees, current and potential customers. And the last one, sponsored events. Organizations may sponsor specific events which match their mission. For example, Vivo, where it is sponsoring IPL. So the name Vivo IPL. Next one, public relations strategies. First one, proactive PR strategy, and the second one, reactive PR strategy. So the first one, proactive PR strategy. It is decided by the company in terms of what objective it wants to achieve. It is applied to create a positive image about the company, like an employee achievement, award granted, contribution to community, or to some special cause. It is used to take advantage of the opportunities available in the market. Second one, reactive PR strategy. It is used to solve a problem or to defend some issue. It is mostly a defensive strategy. It is generally used when events beyond the control of the company happen, showing the company in bad light. The company tries to project its image or images in a positive way and giving clarification to the allegations. Publicity. First, publicity refers to the generation of news about a person, product, or service that appears in broadcast or print media. It is a subset of the public relations effort and is highly credible and is perceived as not being sponsored by the company. Goals of publicity: to overcome any negative publicity about the organization, to react to the potential threat created by the news. It has to reassure the consumers of the product's safety and rebuild their confidence in the company. It should help to get back the sales which might have been lost due to negative publicity. Next is corporate advertising. It is designed to promote the firm overall by enhancing its image, assuming a position on a social issue or cause, or seeking direct involvement in something. It does not promote any specific product or service. Next is role of corporate advertising: to create a positive image for the firm, to communicate the organization's views on social, business and environmental issues. It should boost employee morale and smoothen the labor relations. It should help the newly deregulated industries ease customer uncertainty and answer investor questions. Types of corporate advertisements. First one, image advertising. Image advertising promotes the organization's overall image. Its objectives may include creating goodwill both internally and externally, creating a position for the company, and gathering resources both human and financial. Second one, event sponsorship. Event sponsorship can take forms like sports, entertainment, tours, festivals, fairs, causes, and arts. The organizations must be careful about the type the sponsorship it is doing. It should not be very costly, and also it should not bring any type of bad publicity to the firm. Next one, advocacy advertising. It addresses social, business, or environmental issues. It is concerned with propagating ideas and elucidating controversial social issues of public importance in a manner that supports the interests of the sponsor. The image of the firm is portrayed by adopting a position on a particular issue rather than promoting the organization itself. For example, Jagore ad from Tata Tea. Last one, cause related advertising. Here the organizations link with charities or non-profit organizations as contributing sponsors. The companies benefit from favorable publicity. It helps in brand differentiation, consumer acceptance of price increase, greater favorable publicity, and even win over skeptical officials. Limitations. There are no strong evidence to support the belief that corporate advertising works. Some critics contend that since larger firms have more money, they can control public opinion unfairly. Many consumers see such advertising as unfair and immediately take a negative view of the sponsor. Thank you.